I struggled with friendships due to political reasons at UCLA.
Why?
Because people knew that I was originally from Tennessee. And that was something that I didn't think was contentious, but apparently it was.
This is the ultimate, like, you ever see somebody who is like, I think people don't like me because I just think people think I'm ugly. They don't like the way I look. And you look at the person like, bro, you're like an 8 out of 10. People don't like you because you're probably a dog human being. There is no shot that she's in UCLA and people are like, oh my God, you're from Tennessee? No way, we hate you. I don't believe that. I don't believe that for a microsecond. No shot.
I remember my friends being super drunk at a party and I walked in and one of them said, there's our racist friend Brett from Tennessee. And we hadn't even talked about politics yet.
I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one, Chief.
My dad's side of the family is all from North Carolina, old, like, dirt poor farmers. And when I said, like, farmers in North Carolina, they were like, oh, so your family owned slaves. And I was like, how did we get there? We didn't. And then COVID happened, and I remember friends making me ride in a car by myself, like, 6 months in, because it's like, well, you know, you're on the right, so obviously you don't care about COVID, so you can't hang out with us, because you're probably...
No way. I don't believe anybody talks like this, or anybody does this. I don't believe any of these stories.
Like, not taking things serious.
I'm gonna make everything up from now on. Everybody does this. Hassan does this. My life could be way more exciting. I think I already have a pretty interesting background. I feel like I can spice it up a million times more. From now on, any lore you've heard about me, forget it. I'm just gonna make up wild fucking shit. I'm just gonna make everything up in my life, because apparently that's the only thing people give a fuck about. What's the wildest fucking shit I can invent about myself? Jesus Christ. No shot, dude. I'm sorry. I don't know if Ali is listening or if this will get back to her. Nothing is more creepy in my mind than talking about women's fertility. It is the creepy, even when a woman does it, it is insanely fucking creepy. The strangest thing happened at my local coffee shop this morning. They are understaffed and have been for a while, but it's hard to tell if that's the case or if they're overly female staffed. What does this mean? They can't serve lunch because of staff concerns. I don't see a manager making this call either. What? There isn't a single man working on shift right now. It's all fertile women. How do you even know that? And I honestly wouldn't be surprised if a fire broke out because the kitchen is in an absolute disarray. I can't help but think in the back of my mind, these women could be home with babies. The other nagging thought is, would they be understaffed if only men were on schedule? What? This sounds like somebody that's never worked a job before or done anything in there. I don't even know what her background is. What does this even mean? This whole thing reads as, this is like one of the most unhinged, deranged tweets I've ever seen in my entire life. Or these fertile women will meet their husband when he comes in to buy coffee. That's why I met my husband 14 years ago. They were not cute. It's a college town, so half the women are troll-looking, non-binary commies. My face when conservatives don't realize that like 95% of them are overweight, massive, disgusting whales that smoke cigarettes and drink booze in their trailers, and 95% of liberals are literally Ramona Flowers, hot alt-goth girls with the perfect tattoos and piercings, perfect BMI, perfectly athletic, perfectly mentally unhealthy in the exact way they need to be. My mentally ill queens.
What's productive about you investing in the stock market?
Well, it's indirect.
Hold on, sorry. I'm gonna let him finish.
What's productive about you investing in the stock market?
Well, it's indirect, but what stocks go up and what stocks go down is what businesses perform well. And
explain to me the indirectness of when you buy stocks, you buy 100 shares of Apple, and it goes up 5 points, and you make this chunk of money. What's productive about that investment?
The fact that Apple is worth more as a company because it's getting bigger, it's growing, is why the stock goes up. If you bought Amazon in 1985 or whatever.
Productive? No. You're telling me that Apple's value is reflected in its stock, but I'm asking you, your $100, which Apple doesn't see, what's the productive value in that? What is Apple producing more for society than it would have otherwise?
Because the reason that the stock is going up is because the company is performing well.
Yeah, so the stock is reflective of how the company is doing, but you,
right, and by investing in it, you're picking the productive companies. We're rewarding that with the capital gain.
You're just betting. That's like me saying, like, when I bet on a horse and it wins, I made it run faster.
When you buy a stock, you're buying a share of the company. The productive part is you're saying, I think that you can do with my $100 better than I can do with my $100. Have my money and do something with it. Now, somebody in chat is going to go, well, actually, if the stock's already issued from one person to another, just because somebody sells the stock to another stock doesn't mean the company actually makes it. So actually, Destiny, you're wrong. When you blah, blah, blah. If you're buying and selling a stock and the cost of a stock is increasing because of market activity, then the company itself can directly benefit because one, if they own their own shares of stocks, they can sell that to make money, or they can issue new stock in the future as a way to make money as well. So market activities that are increasing the share of a company, the cost per share of a company, are almost always, in a pretty direct way, or at least in tons of indirect ways, are benefiting that said company. So that's the productive part. It's an investment. That's what you're doing. Like, Destiny, the productive part is that you're taking ownership over a portion of risk and participating in the countries in that. Oh, you mean companies' risk management? Sure.
What's going on? Yeah, nigga. Yeah, and what?
Just don't. All you have to say
don't
is
grab nothing. Oh.
Anonymous sent $3 Hiroshima, Nagasaki, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, Hiroshima, Nagasaki,
Oh my
Hiroshima,
God.
Nagasaki, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, Hiroshima.
Listen, if you get, you shouldn't ever be attacking people on the streets for talking shit, okay? But if you get knocked the f out like that and everybody around you is clapping, it might be time to critically evaluate what you're doing with your life.